Straight hair, curly hair. Straight Hair, Curly Hair by Augusta Golden, illustrated by Ed Emberley, published by Thomas Y. Kroll Company, New York. Straight hair, curly hair. Let's read and find out. Look at yourself in a mirror. The top of your head is covered with hair. Is your hair straight? Is it wavy? Is your hair tight and curly? What color is it? Straight, wavy, or curly, black or brown or red or blonde, your hair keeps your head warm in the winter. It protects your head from the sun in summer. It cushions your scalp against bumps and bruises, and it makes a frame for your face. Right now, there are about 100,000 hairs on your head. Some hairs are growing. Some hairs have finished growing and are ready to fall out. When a hair falls out, a new one grows back in its place. You can't stop it from growing back. Hair grows about 1/2 inch a month, and it keeps growing until it reaches its natural length. This does not mean that your hair would naturally grow to the floor if you never cut it. The natural length of your hair may be 6 inches, or 10 inches, or more than 15 inches. This means that your hair will only grow to its natural length. If the natural length of your hair is 6 inches, it will only grow to be 6 inches long. If the natural length of your hair is 10 or 15 inches, your hair will only grow to be 10 or 15 inches long. Some people have hair that grows so long, it reaches down to their knees. Long or short, your 100,000 hairs grow out of 100,000 tiny holes in your scalp. These holes are called follicles. A follicle may be round, a follicle may be oval, a follicle may be narrow, like a little slot. You can tell the shape of your follicles by looking at your hair. If your hair is straight, your follicles are round. If your hair is a little curly, you have oval follicles. If your hair is very curly, you have follicles that are shaped like little slots. If you look at a slice of hair through a microscope, you would see that the shape of your hair matches the shape of your follicles. You would see that a slice of straight hair is round, like a round follicle. A slice of soft, curly hair is oval, like an oval follicle. And a slice of tight, curly hair is flat, like a slotted follicle. You cannot change the shape of your hair because you cannot change the shape of your follicles. The kind of hair you have will always be the same. Rub some hair gently between your fingers and listen. You will hear small, crackling sounds. Even the smoothest hair makes these sounds. That's because every hair is covered with small, hard scales. You could see these scales with a microscope. You could see that they overlap like shingles on a roof. When you rub your hair, the scales catch onto each other. The small sounds that you hear are the sounds of the scales grating together. When the weather is cool and dry, the scales lie smooth on every hair. When the weather is warm and damp, they rise up. The moisture makes each hair swell and thicken. Straight hair swells and thickens and gets straighter. Curly hair swells and thickens and gets curlier. If you have naturally curly hair, your head may be covered with tight little ringlets on rainy days. Straight or curly, black or brown, red or blonde, your hair is very strong, and you can prove this. Take a long hair, some Scotch tape, and a 12-inch ruler. Tape one end of the hair to the ruler and tape the other end to the rod in your clothes closet. Watch, the hair will not break. That ruler may swing there for a week, and if no one disturbs it, the hair will not break. In the same way, you can hang a small rubber ball or a small screwdriver or a paintbrush from a hair. The hair will not break because most ordinary hairs in good condition are strong enough to support 2 ounces of weight. Hair is so strong that long ago the people of Japan used ropes made of many strands of hair to lift heavy loads. Hair can stretch. You can prove this too. Get a large glass jar, a lid, a key, a hair, and some Scotch tape. Tape the key to one end of the hair. Tape the other end of the hair firmly to the inside of the lid. Screw the lid onto the jar and mark the jar to show how far the key hangs down. In one day, the hair will be longer and the key will be lower. If the hair was 4 inches long, it will stretch to about 5 inches. Do the experiment again. This time, put a small piece of damp sponge into the jar. Soon, some of the moisture in the sponge will get into the air in the jar and then into the hanging hair. In 4 or 5 hours, the hair will become longer and the key will hang lower. When you grow up, you may curl your straight hair or straighten your curly hair. You may have your hair cut many times. You may have your hair cut again and again. You may curl it or straighten it again and again. Every time it grows out, your hair will be your own kind of hair. It will be straight if you have round follicles. It will be a little curly if you have oval follicles. It will be very curly if you have follicles that are shaped like little slots. Look at your hair in the mirror. Is it straight? Is it wavy? Is it tight and curly? Maybe you just had a summer haircut and have no hair at all. Don't worry, your hair will grow in again, and when it does, it'll be exactly the same as the hair you've had all along. Since we've read the book, now we're going to make some faces. What I want you to do is take markers, and I want you to color your fingertip. And I want you to print it onto the paper. Let's try a different color. We'll try one more color real quickly. And now we're going to put some faces on them and some different kinds of hair. So I added a few more fingerprints to mine, and if you look right here, my fingers are still a little bit stained, but I went and washed them and dried them off with some soap and water because that's good in this time anyway. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start adding the hair to these and looking at each of the different types of hair that were in the book that we just read. They really just used lines. So I thought right down here I would just kind of draw some different examples. So you can always draw loopy lines, wavy lines, straight lines, and any of those would give you the idea of what hair could look like. So you could use it as short or longer lines, and we'll take a look at that next. I'm going to speed the next video up.